അമൃതമാകണേ പൂർണ്ണമേ ചരാചരങ്ങൾ ഗുരുവരങ്ങളാകണേ.
Now let us be in the program. Let me invite Ms. Alina Joseph to welcome everyone for today's session.
Good morning, everyone. We believe that what starts well ends well. We started our webinar on methods and tools of educational psychology by the most eminent Dr. Harini on 27th of January, which was so fruitful and enriching. It's my immense pleasure to officially welcome you all again to this second gathering. Firstly, I would like to welcome a person of unbounded spirit, respected Dr. Harini ma'am, who readily accepted our invitation to continue with this session. I heartily welcome you, ma'am. Now let me welcome our beloved father, Dr. Sivichan Kaladika CMI, the person who put his heart and soul to conduct this whole session for us. Welcome, Father. I would like to welcome our dearest teacher, Dr. Praveena Gobinath, as well as our respected teachers who were along with us all this to conduct this seminar. Welcome, teachers. Finally, I welcome all my dear classmates who are virtually present here for this session. Thank you all.
Thank you, Alina, for your warm welcome. Now I call Ms. Jida Jay to give us a summary of the previous class.
Good morning to all. It was a great privilege for us to get a great opportunity to listen such a wonderful lecture by Harini ma'am last Wednesday. Ma'am explained the different methods and the tools of educational psychology. Ma'am started off with an in-depth description of one of the oldest methods of introspection. Even
is there some problem with
explained both pros and cons along with the various types of. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, Tony. Is things okay?
Father?
Moving to the next session, now I invite our honorable facilitator, Dr. Harini, to enlighten us with her words.
Yeah, Harini teacher, it is your turn. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Father. I'll just share the slide. I could not beautify the slides beyond a particular point because I had a lot of work from college also. But then don't worry, I have enough material for everybody, so you can make use of it. I'll just share my slide with you.
Thank you.
Yes. So last week we have seen case study, questionnaire, then introspection. All these methods were over, but then I missed observation. So I just thought I would just give you just on observation as well. Okay, you will require this full screen right here. Observation. Okay. Now, one second. Let me just minimize this. Yes. Okay. Yes. So now observation is also, ideally observations were supposed to come after introspection, but then somehow I missed it. And then I thought today I will include it. Better late than never. So it's a very good strategy. Like, I mean, it's not just seeing somebody, but it is a systematic process of selecting, watching, listening, reading, touching, recording, and recording behavior. So it is not just you are seeing with your naked eyes, you can even touch, feel, everything will come under the purview of observation. Okay. Now, one problem with observation is that there is this scope for subjective bias. You may interpret it in a different way, but if you are doing it accurately, that subjective bias can be avoided in observation. Okay. Now, one more advantage of observation is that, see, in a questionnaire, generally, whenever we administer a questionnaire, sometimes people, I mean, I have experienced it many a times in my life. Whenever I have given a questionnaire to somebody, I mean, especially when it was an offline thing, people used to say, oh, we don't have time, we don't want to do it, you know, I mean, give me after some time. Oh, we don't I mean, generally they are very reluctant to give us any input. But here in observation, we don't even want their willingness. You know, we can just observe even without their permission. Okay, so that is there. So it is independent of the respondent's willingness. The method is expensive. Why is it expensive? These are some of the disadvantages. Why is it considered as expensive? Means sometimes we may have to travel far and wide to observe that particular phenomenon or that particular thing. So it will involve traveling. It is quite strenuous. You can't just administer a questionnaire and get the response. You have to go and observe. That is something. And information provided can be very limited because you are observing that particular person or a group of people or that particular phenomenon only for for some time. So the information that you are getting is very less. I can give you an example. Oh, 1 second. Yeah. For example, you are a different personality different times. Now we are in a virtual forum, we are in an official meeting, so we are all trying to portray the best of ourselves, correct? But when we are in our room, see, let me be very honest with you. I comb my hair, I wore my earrings, all these things just because I have to turn on the camera before you. But then in my earlier lecture with my own students, I did not turn on my camera. So I was not, I had definitely combed my hair because I always have this fear if in case by mistake the camera gets turned on, you know, they will see my Bhadrakali Rubam, right? So that is the reason why I have combed my hair. But, you know, I've done a little bit of, you know, touch up before coming before you. So we are very conscious now that, you know, we are being observed. You are seeing me, or, you know, I think my camera is off. 1 second, let me just turn on my camera if in case you want to see me, otherwise it's perfectly fine. So yeah, so what I wanted to tell you is that, so when we know that we are being observed, we tend to be very artificial. That is also there. Okay, so and you behave in one particular manner in this class and you may behave in a totally different manner in another platform. So I can't say that you are this kind of a person just on the basis of the observation which I make from this situation. Okay, so you have to make multiple observations in multiple situations, then only an accurate judgment can be reached. So just limited observation, the information provided will also be limited. Okay, there could be other factors that may interfere with the observation. Suppose I was trying to observe you, maybe all of a sudden you I mean, you went somewhere else, so I could not observe you from there, or, you know, my view is being blocked by something else. So there are certain other factors that may hinder this observation. Okay, so this is a very, otherwise also let me tell you, you would please practice in your life. You know, observation is not why, not up. Okay, let me be very clear with you. Observation is a scientific way of seeing or watching people, and, you know, you should not intrude into their private space or anything like that, but, you know, you can silently spectate others. That is what is exactly observation. Okay, there are different types of observation. One is structured observation. Now in structured, and as the name indicates, as the term indicates, you clearly know what has to be observed, how to observe it, you know, what are the conditions under which you have to observe it. So you are very, you know, you have already planned everything, you have structured it in such a way, and you are observing it. Okay, when your observation does not follow any of these characteristics, then it is called as an unstructured thing. you don't exactly, you're not very sure what you have to observe, just casually you're observing. So that is unstructured. Now there is another classification on the basis of whether the researcher is a part of the group or not. Okay, on the basis of this criterion, observation is again divided into two: participant observation and non-participant observation. Okay, now in participant observation, what happens is that I am observing you, but I am also a part of the group, but my basic intention is to observe you, but then I'm just coming and talking to you, and then in between I'm observing you. Okay, so the non-participant is I'm at a distance and I'm watching you. This is what is non-participant, where I'm not actually participating, or the researcher is not participating in the observation in the group. Okay, with the group. Now next one is uncontrolled observation. Suppose you are going for some wedding, or you're going for some party and I'm just observing you. That is uncontrolled. It is a natural setting and I'm just observing you in a natural setting. Maybe how you behave or how you interact in a group, I mean, not at all an artificial setting. It is a totally natural setting. You are yourself and without your knowledge. Okay, when with father, it is showing only 9 minutes for the meeting.
What will happen is we will rejoin. Once it ends, we will rejoin. We can rejoin.
Okay.
So please, everybody,
okay.
We have only 9 more minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
After that,
So,
we will
okay,
your video is again off. You are not visibility.
Okay, one second. I will just okay, I'll just turn on the video.
Yeah. It all depends on the connectivity. If you have some issues.
1 second. Turn on the video. Start video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yes. So what I wanted to tell you is, so this is what is controlled, uncontrolled observation. Oh, sorry, where is it?
Presentation mode.
Yeah. So it is in something in natural setting. So you are just yourself. You are in a park or you are interacting with your friends, and I'm just observing. That is called as uncontrolled observation. Okay. Now, controlled observation is something that happens in a lab or under experimental setting. So I want to observe you. So I'm telling you, please come to my lab. I may have some equipments attached to your body. I may measure your readings, galvanic skin response, or your skin conductivity, or your heartbeat. There are various parameters to check you and all those things. Okay, now this is to ensure that it is a very accurate thing and a very formalized data. Maybe with your friends and all, I'm getting a highly informal data. So for a formalized accurate data, I can do it. Call the person to the lab or the group to the lab and observe them under scientific procedures or using different aids. But can anybody tell me what will happen when somebody is being observed in an artificial setting? We have already discussed it in the class, in the discussion, but can someone tell me what is a probable glitch of it, a demerit of this strategy? When you know that you are being observed, what will happen to you?
Ma'am, we will try to conduct in the manner that the observer want us to do. Like, it will be a sort of artificial. It will never be natural.
Yes, exactly, Pallavi. That is what I wanted to tell you. That particular process is called as reactivity. When I know that I'm being observed, I'll try to be the best of myself, or I'll be very I have a habit of moving my legs very frequently, but when I know that okay, I'm under surveillance, I will be very careful. Okay, so I should not move my body so much, so I'll be very conscious. So that is not my real self. Okay, so there is a problem of reactivity in case of controlled observation. So these are the different types of observation, and I basically, it is a good research tool that is there, but we teachers, we should always be good observers too. We can easily make out, you just need to have those, very observant eyes to understand many of the problems in the class and also with your students. Okay, so it is a research tool, but just like introspection, I feel we should all be good observers. We should know what exactly is happening in the world outside us. So that is something very important. Okay, so, yeah, so this is what is observation. Now next we will go to survey. Okay, now survey, everybody is familiar. You must have even seen so many survey results. കുട്ടിക്കാലം മുതലേ ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴും കാണുന്ന ഒരു സർവേ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഈ വനിത അതുപോലത്തെ മാഗസിൻസിലൊക്കെ എപ്പോഴും ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സർവേ ഇത്ര പേര് ഇങ്ങനെ അഭിപ്രായപ്പെട്ടു, ഇത്ര പേര് ഇങ്ങനെ അഭിപ്രായപ്പെട്ടു, ഇത്ര. So this is what survey എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ word is like very familiar to us because we have seen it so many times in our life. Okay, so now it's a kind of data collection where information is collected, and after that some analysis is being done. Some statistical analysis is being done, and then you reach some conclusion, you draw some conclusions from after the analysis. So that is what they do basically in a survey. Now it can be a survey can be anything. It can be a written questionnaire, it can be an interview. I mean, a survey can incorporate any number of methods. So generally when they do surveys for magazines or newspapers, they just collect samples from a large group of people or selected group of people, and they take out their opinion and all those things. Okay, now can anyone tell me what could be the difference between survey and questionnaire? We have already seen what questionnaire is, and now we have seen what is survey. Survey is nothing but you are trying to get data about a product or a service or a process from a large group of people, by administering questionnaire or whatever it is. Can anybody tell me the difference between survey and a questionnaire?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Tommy.
The questionnaire is a written set of questions, while survey includes both written and current, I mean that time questions like that.
Okay, so you mean to say that questionnaire is written, survey may not be only questionnaire. That's what you meant?
Questionnaire is a written set of questions.
Okay.
Prepared before.
Okay.
While survey, that questions can be at that time itself. Formation of that question can be at the current situation according to the environmental situation, like that.
Okay, so you mean to say that it can be like an unstructured interview also, like
yeah,
okay, yes. So basically survey can be, as you said, survey can be a collection of methods. In the sense, questionnaire is a part of a survey. Questionnaire is definitely a part of a survey. Like മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ questionnaire എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ചോദ്യാവലി എന്നായിരിക്കും പേര് വരിക, ലൈക് ചോദ്യാവലി എന്നായിരിക്കും ഇത് പറയാൻ തോന്നുന്നു മലയാളത്തിൽ. അപ്പൊ just about the questions, that is questionnaire. Survey can have questionnaires, surveys can have interviews, it can be of any type. It is just a method of collecting data, whereas questionnaire is only a set of questions which were prepared. But survey can have questionnaires, it can have interview. It is a broader way of collecting data. So that is one basic differentiation between a survey and a questionnaire. So good answer, Tommy. So now I have just written it down. So basically it is the evaluation of experiences or opinions of a group of people via questions, whereas questionnaire is a collection of written or printed questionnaires with an answer choice. So it can be anything of that sort. So already questions are written, but then survey may make use of various methods. Survey may make use of interviews, survey may make use of questionnaires, I mean anything of that sort. But questionnaire is always a written set of questions. Okay, now there are a couple of differences which I have jotted down, but then one basic difference is that a questionnaire may or may not be delivered in the form of a survey, but a survey always. Okay, so it's like that. So questionnaire, it's not necessary that a questionnaire is circulated in the form of a survey, like to a large group of people. You can even give it to one person, then that doesn't make it a survey. But a survey will always contain, a survey not just contains questionnaire, but a survey can contain a questionnaire also, and many times it contains a questionnaire. Okay, so it can be interview, it can be, but to gather information from a large group of people, it's always better to administer questionnaire. So we are administering it to a large group of people, then it becomes a survey. Questionnaire can be administered even to one person. Father, there is 1 minute. Should
Yeah.
we end and rejoin now, or should we wait till the time gets over?
Yeah, let us allow it to end by itself so that we can rejoin immediately. No problem. I mean, we can have a discussion, or maybe we can take a break now. No problem. Just for 5 minutes
Okay.
we can break. 2 minutes we can break, and we can rejoin. No problem.
Okay. So now it is showing less than 1 minute. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
So you don't have to.
clock ഓടിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു അപ്പൊ അതില് ശ്രദ്ധ പോകുന്നു.
Yeah, less than 1 minute. Yeah. I hope everybody can see the times shown in the screen. Can everybody see the time frame in the screen? എല്ലാവർക്കും കാണാൻ മേലേ നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്ക്രീനിൽ ടൈം പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്? ടോണി
കാണാം.
ലെസ് ദാൻ 1 മിനിറ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ലേ?
ലെസ് ദാൻ 1 മിനിറ്റ്.
അപ്പൊ നാച്ചുറൽ ആയിട്ട് അത് എൻഡ് ചെയ്ത ഉടനെ നമുക്ക് റീജോയിൻ ചെയ്യാം കേട്ടോ. അപ്പൊ ഹരണി മാം, സോ വി ആർ ഗോയിങ് ടു ദ നെക്സ്റ്റ്.
റീജോയിൻ ചെയ്തോളാം.
Thank you. Once you are in
same link അല്ലേ, same username password അല്ലേ?
827609574 and